Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the finals of the 2018 Formula Europe Championship. The qualifying session is already underway, and we're gonna see some fast time really soon tonight. We still have 9 minutes to go, but before we go much further, let me present to you the guys that are going to be with me tonight for the race here in Monza. As you can see, we are here at the place that hosts the Italian Grand Prix. First of all, let me introduce to you my partner tonight on commentary, driver also for the French team of F1 Simu. Please welcome Adeo.
Hi Luca, good evening everyone.
Just we already have some fastest time, 120.34, Vamos Dani 92, immediately followed by his teammate Tonix, 120.5, 120.5 for Casciaro 2, 20.6 for Belagati, 20.9 for Alonso, and Heaven 120.2 sets the new pole position time. We have Vettel 5 that is coming now on the finish line, but he's only beginning now his first lap. I was talking about the guys that are going to be with me tonight. I've already talked about the man that will be my guest at this time, but I also have to introduce to you the broadcast director, and tonight it's Alessandro Pietracatella.
Good evening.
We're also going to have some race directors tonight, so we are joined tonight by Marco Lucconi and Quentin Dubois.
Hello. Hello guys.
Okay, so we're just near to the half of the session, 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go. F1MD Evan locked the provisional report with 1 minute 20.295. Then Matteo Pitaccio in 7th place. Tonix improves again, 120.2, just slightly faster than his teammate, and it's by the moment the F1MD drivers have locked the entire front row and the entire front of the grid with P1, P2 and P3, and now Belagati improves. He is only less than 2 tenths away from the pole position, is in P4 with 120.433. There's Vettel now completing his lap, is coming down the finish line and is 5th, 4 tenths from the pole position. It's a 1 minute 20.5, but he is overtaken by his teammate Magic, who is in 5th place with 1 minute 20.465. Only Lewis still have to complete a lap. He's on the Red Bull. We're gonna talk later about the 4 teams that haven't reached the final tonight, but before that, let's see what Lewis is going to do. He's going to be the last one who will complete a lap in this first part of the section. It's a new pole position for Lewis, 1 minute 20 second, 0.237, and it's been a very, very hot beginning of the session. What do you think?
Yeah, we've an excellent start for motorsport drivers, but Lewis has just made a fantastic laps with 20.2, and yeah, everybody will try on the second run to increase the gap to the lap, and they have also to manage the tires, because it's the tires for the start of the race.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that by the times we saw set it right now in the first half of the session, do you think we're gonna see someone going under the minute and 20 second?
I don't know, because I don't remember what the best laps. I will check our best times in our community to have a best opinion.
We're going back to you later. You can you can take your time to check out and let us know.
It's already a good lap, because I made 20.4, so it's already better than my best time that I made in 2 months ago.
So there is only TF1 Alonso by now on track. We also have Fit Lewis 44, but he is now in his cool down lap. Alonso is on his out lap, but before he starts his fast lap, let's talk about these four teams we have tonight. We have three Italian teams and a Southern American team. We have Formula Italian team, the defending champion, the team who won in the last two editions of the Formula Euro Championship. We have F1 Motorsport drivers. They dominate their Group B in the semi-final. They completely destroy the opponents, and Territorio F1 from South America was the team who ended in second place to reach a place in these finals tonight. They were in the same group in the semifinals as F1 Motorsport drivers, and then the fourth team we're gonna have tonight is another Italian team. It's F1 Nation team, and they are represented tonight by Filo Belegatti, Simo Casciaro, and Matteo Pitaccio. Alonso is on his first lap right now. Let's see the first sector for the driver of TF1, and he's improving himself. He's 1/10 faster than the lap before. He's actually in 9th place with a gap of 7/10 from the pole position. Second sector for Alonso and his Williams, and he's again improving himself, almost 2/10 faster than himself, but it's not enough at the time if you want to be on pole position. It's the last corner for him, the Parabolica. You have to be smooth as you can with the gas right now. He's on the finish line. Let's see what's his time, and yes, he got it. It's a new pole position, 1:20.2. Amazing third sector for TF1 Alonso to lock a new provisional pole position time.
Yeah, on his previous gap, he made a big mistake in the third sector because it was a big performance in the last sector.
So all the drivers are already coming out of the pit lane for their last attempt to disqualifying. We have the Force India of Belegatti now on track. Let's see if he can improve himself. He's coming down the Curva Grande for the first sector, and Belegatti is improving 1.5 of a second on himself in the first sector. So let's see what's gonna happen. We have Fitch Lewis on track. Everybody is on track right now. Belegatti is the only one who's already on his fast lap. Also Casciaro is on his fast lap, but he's not improving himself. He was 1/10 slower than himself in the first sector. Again, another 1.5 of a second slower than himself in the second sector, and I don't think that he's going to be able to improve himself at the end of the lap. Anyway, Belegatti second sector, and he's not improving. He's not improving. Belegatti has lost a lot of time in the second sector. There's still a little bit of time before the checkered flag comes out, so let's see if he will try for another lap. He's coming down the finish line. It's a 1:25.4. It's a very slow lap, but let's see if he will try it again. Tonix is on track right now with his Sauber, and he is on his fast lap. Tonix is momentarily in third place. He was on the same time of himself in the first sector, but he is 3:10 faster in the second sector. Can this be a new pole position for Tonix? Let's see if he can do this. Yes, he got it. It's the first one to beat the wall of the minute and 20 second with 1:19.885.
What a lap. I think
and Vamos
he will
Denny
not
is second.
be beaten.
Vamos Denny, his teammate, is second. 1:20.0, just 2/10 of a second slower than Tonix. Magic is also on his fast lap, just the Parabolica for him. Let's see what's he going to do. 1:20.4, 1:20.1, and he's in third place. There's also Heaven with the Force India on track. Very hot final of this qualifying session right here. Even Fit Vettel 5 on track right now with his Red Bull. And TF1 Alonso 120.2 returning to the pit lane, and his qualifying session ends here. Checkered flag is now on track, so it's just the last few laps before the end of the qualifying.
And Heaven is increasing his lap. Well,
Heaven
can perhaps
is
take the
improving,
P4.
yeah. There's Fitzlewis in the last corner. Let's see his previous sector. Lewis was faster in the first sector, not in the second sector. Let's see if he can do this. And now he's fourth. He is fourth, just a few behind Magic. And Tonix improves more his pole position, 119.813. Vettel is the last one who will complete his lap, and he doesn't manage to improve. He's still maintaining his best lap with a 120.6, and he is in 10th place with Rothman in 11th place and Froilan 12th. So let's see if Magic is trying for another lap. I don't think so. Pretty high time in the second sector for Magic, so I do believe that this will be our qualifying final standings, and this will be the starting grid we will see at the beginning of the race. So we're gonna have a F1 Motorsport drivers lock at the front row with Tonix and Vamos Danny 92. Then we have two Formula Italian team drivers with Magic 89 in P3 and Lewis 44 in P4. TF1 Alonso is the first one of the territorial F1 drivers in 5th place, and alongside him in the third row we're gonna have F1 MD Evan. Then in 7th place, 8th place and 9th place we have all the representatives of F1 Nation with Belegatti, Matteo Pitaccio and Casciaro, repeat in 7th, 8th and 9th place. Then in the last 3 places of the grid we're gonna find out Fit Battle 5 in 10th place, closing the 5th row of the grid, and on the last row the 2 remaining representative driver of TF1 with Rothman 120.7 in 11th place and Froilan 122.5 in the 12th place. We have 11 drivers in 8th, 10th of a second, and I do believe, maybe you are on my same page, I do believe we're gonna see a very, very close race next.
Yeah, because first of all, the track is made for it. It's a small track with only 1 minute and 20 seconds. Lot of straight, so difficult to make a gap with a guy behind or before you. And yeah, all the drivers are really fast and close to everybody. So yeah, I think it will be a fantastic race.
So this is the final standings. We've already told you F1 MD Tonix is the only driver who was able to beat the wall of the 1 minute and 20 second here in Monza, 119.8, and we're gonna have just a very, very short break before the beginning of the race, and then we will be back live for the first race of the Formula Europe 2018 finals. And we are back live in Monza, the host of the Italian Grand Prix. It's the first out of 3 races of the 2018 Formula Europe Championship. Can this be the Italian job? Can this be a question between motorsport drivers and Formula Italian team? Will someone from Territorio F1 make the job done tonight? Or maybe we can see someone of F1 Nation contesting the victory and maybe reaching the first place at the end. We're gonna find out at the end of this race here in Monza. Is the first one. It's going to be a 100% distance race, 53 laps to be completed. Stay tuned and don't miss any action tonight, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have plenty of action. Olivier, if you want to predict someone for tonight, who would you pick?
It's difficult. Motorsport drivers seem really fast. Tonix, especially with his big qualifying session. But F1 Italian team is already super fast, so I don't know.
So the grid is ready. It's a green flag at the bottom of the grid. We're just waiting for the lights for to go on with 2, 3, 4 lights, 5 lights, waiting to the lights to go out. Lights out in Monza, and Tonix immediately a good start for the F1MD drivers. Look behind, there's plenty of action behind with Alonso trying to reach the 3rd place. Magic on the outside. Let's see if all the drivers will escape the first corner without any damage. Yes, they can. So Tonix, Vamos Danny, Magic, Lewis, Alonso, Heaven, Belegatti, Pitaccio, Vettel in 9th place with Cacciaro, and then Wattman and Froilan, with Froilan, who's the only driver who's decided to begin this race with the soft tires. And Reutemann fighting with Cacciaro, and there's plenty of action behind, and there's problem with Reutemann. There's maybe be a contact between him and Cacciaro, and it looks like the front wing of his Mercedes is a little bit damaged, and that can maybe totally compromise his race.
Yeah, the front wings is it's broken, and I think he will go in the pit, perhaps at the first lap, because he will lose too much time with the car.
So Tonix trying to pulling away in front of his teammate. Then we have 2 F1 Formula Italian team drivers with Magic 89 in 3rd place and Lewis in 4th place. And we're just going to conclude the first of a 53 lap race, with Tonix completing the first lap as the leader of the race. And there's a yellow flag in the 3rd sector, and there's maybe be a contact, because I can clearly see that Cacciaro is having badly damaged, and they even haven't with the Red Bull. So there are 3 cars joining the pit lane for a pit stop only at the very first lap of the race, and they are all with front wing damage. Well, we were expecting the drivers to have some problem at the first corner. They all went out of the first corner here at Monza without any damage, but then problems have come later.
Yeah, and it will change the strategy, because I think the one-stop strategy was the plan A for a lot of drivers, but with a pit stop in the lap 1, they will be forced to make 2 stops.
Well, usually here the best strategy you can have is try to go on a one-stop strategy. Sure, the first 10 drivers will, the first 8 at the moment are on super soft tires, as well as Reutemann. They will try to last this tire as long as they can, and then maybe go on a soft tires at the half of the race, or maybe a little bit before, to go till the end. Looks like Tonix is gaining a little bit on his teammate, and also Vamos Danny is gaining on Magic. So Tonix concluding the 2nd lap of the race in a 124.8, 124.9 for his teammate, and Belegatti 124.8 in 6th place. He is not far from Alonso, and now it's the beginning of the 3rd lap, and the DRS has been enabled by the race direction by now.
And it's coming to be difficult for Pitaccio, because he's not in the DRS of Belegatti, and they will be
Vettel right behind.
Yeah.
So Vettel right behind the Haas of Matteo Pitaccio. They are fighting for P7 and P8. There's the leading group with the Tonix, immediately followed by teammate. Then we have Magic, Lewis and Alonso. They are all pretty close to each other. The Force India of Belegatti is just slightly less closer than them. And now the situation will become very interesting, because as you told us before, if you lose the DRS zone from the car you have ahead, you have to defend yourself from the one you have behind. And with a long straight as the one we have in Monza on the finish line, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, and if you lose the first group, it's impossible to catch them after that. So it's really very important to improving his laps for Pitaccio, and Vettel, I think, can take him in the end of the straight.
Let's see if he can do this with the DRS zone, but the side that the risk that was not the case to take this kind of risk, so he stays behind. Petaccio retains P7 at the moment, with Tonix and Magic's really close to the Sauber of F1MD Tonix, with Magic who gets the fastest lap at the end of this lap with a 1:24.2, 24.7 for Tonix, 24.5 for Vamos Danny. Magic was really fast this lap, and you can clearly see how he creates a gap to his teammate Lewis, who is almost 1 second from him.
Yeah, it's important for Lewis to take a big Ascari if he don't want to let them go.
And he also
is just behind him.
And he also have to be very careful, because he also have to look behind him, because there's the Williams of TF1 Alonso right behind. Look now, Magic looks like the Ferrari is really close to the Sauber right now. Let's see if Magic will try to attack Vamos Danny and reach second place, but also Vamos Danny can defend himself from Magic, as he is in the DRS zone with his teammates. So it's still Tonix, Vamos Danny and Magic leading the race at the moment. And Lewis is just slightly still into the DRS zone of Magic. He is 9/10 of a second away from the Ferrari. So that's why Alonso wasn't able to attack him at the end of the main straight.
Yeah, and Tonix is a little bit slower than the two guys behind him. I think Magic is perhaps the faster of the three guys.
Maybe we're gonna find out, as we were talking before. We may gonna see a one-stop strategy race, so there are not going to be so many opportunities of undercut or maybe overcut. You're gonna just have one opportunity.
Yeah, and on this track, I don't remember, but I think that the undercut is not really big. I'm not sure, but it will be difficult to overtake with an undercut.
Tonix still in first place at the end of lap number 5, 1:24.4 for him, 24.4 also for Vamos Danny, 24.5 for Magic. They are all on the same pace at the moment.
And Vettel can perhaps overtake at the end of the straight.
Vettel on Petaccio, and Petaccio defending. Look how much they are close, and in the end Petaccio managed to maintain his position on Vettel 5. That was a brilliant defense from Petaccio. That was just enough space for them to do the corner, but Petaccio do it with classy. Tonix still leading with Vamos Danny in second place, then Magic. Lewis is now a little bit closer to Magic, 7/10 of a second between them. Alonso is behind them. We have Bellegatti in 6th place, who is 1.1 second away from Alonso. So by now the Force India driver is out of the DRS zone of the Williams ahead of him.
Yeah, he's alone at the moment, Bellegatti, but yeah, I think he can catch them because it's not really fast in front of him.
So Tonix still on the lead at the end of the 7th lap. And it looks like, you know what this race is reminding me? It's more similar to a cycling race. When you are the one who's leading the race, you don't have the DRS, you have to use more fuel. It's just the same as in a cycling race. When you are doing the pace, you use more energy, you get more tire than the opponents you have behind.
Yeah, absolutely. The only difference is that you have to manage the tires a little bit much when you are behind the guy, and in front is a little bit easier, but the fuel is the most important, I think, on this track. So we have to look in the race later if someone have more fuel than others.
And Froilan in 9th place, the one and only driver who decided to begin the race with the soft tires, is just 1.2 2 seconds from the driver ahead of him, that is Fit Vettel 5 in 8th place. And it looks like maybe the soft tires are gonna be working better than the super soft tire in maybe 10 lap. Tonix, new fastest lap of the race, 124.1, 8/10 of a second leading on his teammate, and it looks like maybe Magic will try to overtake Vamos Danny, but it's not the case. Vamos Danny still maintaining second place from Magic, but it looks like that in this lap Vamos Danny was struggling a little much more on maintaining the tail of his teammate.
Yeah, and I think Magic is waiting that Danny let 1 second with the leader and lose the DRS, because in this at this moment he can't do anything, because Danny has also the DRS and is too fast in the straight.
It's too fast on the straight, but we are only on lap 8 of a race of 53 laps, so I'm pretty sure that Magic doesn't want to take any risk at the moment. The race is still long, and there are also 2 races ahead, Spa and Malaysia. Tonix still leading, 7/10 of a second on Vamos Danny at the moment. We can
and
maybe now
on Cacciaro.
Reutemann is close to Cacciaro, goes a little bit wide at the first corner of Lesmo, and Reutemann on the inside, brilliant overtake by Reutemann, but he have to be careful now, because the Force India of Cacciaro, he's not having DRS right now, but it looks like he will try to put again inside, and there's maybe a contact between them. Reutemann spins and Cacciaro gets P11, but from my point of view, I didn't see any contact. From my point of view, I saw Reutemann spins, but I wasn't able to see if there was a contact between these two drivers.
Yeah, it was pretty strange, because I'm sure that there is a contact, but also in my point of view, I didn't see any contact. But it's impossible to lose the car like that without a contact.
Yeah, and he was also on a better tire. Reutemann was on the super soft tire, so as you told me, it's almost impossible to lose the car that way in that corner. Anyway, there's going to be plenty of talking about at the end of the race, when the race director will be called, if it's the case, in action. Maybe by Reutemann, maybe by someone else, but we will find out this only at the end of the race. At the moment, we know that Tonix is still leading the race on his teammate Vamos Danny, with the two F1, the two Fit drivers in 3rd and 4th place. Alonso really close to Lewis. Oh, Magic really close to the back of the car of Vamos Danny. And Vettel is struggling so much in trying to overtake Matteo Pitaccio. He is still behind the ass.
Yeah, I think Pitaccio has
Lewis, a 3-second time penalty. And I saw Vamos Danny losing a little bit of time at the exit of the Roja, and look at how much Magic is very close now. He's very close now. They still both have the DRS. And Magic, yes, he was close, but not enough at the end of the race, so he's still in 3rd place. We were talking about the 3-second time penalty received by Lewis 44, and that is really a bad news for his race, because he's in 4th place, and the gap between the other drivers are really close. At this moment, it looks like Belagatti does not have the same pace of the first 5 drivers at the moment. He is losing always a couple of tenths per lap on Alonso and the others. And Magic is really close at the moment. In the last 2 laps, it looks like Vamos Danny is struggling a little bit more with his car, or maybe with his tires.
Yeah, I think it's the tires for Danny, and perhaps in this lap he will lose the DRS 9/10. Just a little mistake and he will lose the DRS.
Excuse me, because they're Vettel 5 with Petaccio at the road, just side by side, wheel to wheel between them at the first of last ball. Again, Petaccio on the inside, Vettel trying the switchback move on the S, but he still have to stay behind. And look who's back behind them. There's TF1 Froilan right in the back of Matteo Petaccio and Vettel 5. And now and Froilan trying to attack Vettel 5. No, he doesn't get to complete the overtake on the Red Bull. Oh, and a huge exit. Huge bad exit from Vettel 5. And Froilan will surely try to pass at the end of the straights at the Parabolica. And Vettel 5 losing the position on Froilan, who gets P8. Maybe this is the moment when the soft tires are starting to work a little bit better than the super soft tire, but it looks like Vettel 5 is still fighting for this place, and the battle is on between them. But at the end, looks like Froilan managed to get P8, but the thing is not over, and Petaccio is trying to just take a little bit of relax. He was under attack by 11 consecutive laps by Vettel 5, but it looks like his relaxation moment is gone. Is not going to last for long, because Froilan is right behind.
Yeah, and as you said, the soft tires will be faster now, gets the super soft, so it will be difficult in few laps, I think.
And at the head, the leaders of the race, we still have a 5 drivers group with Tonix, Vamos Danny, Magic, Lewis 44, and Alonso. Belegadi, as I was told you before, still losing it. And pit stop for Danny. We told before he was struggling a little bit more with the tire, but we are only on lap 13 of 53, so I'm pretty sure he is going to choose for a 2-stop strategy. Could this be the right strategy? We're going to find out. So Vamos Danny rejoining the track in 9th place. His teammate Heaven is far from him. He is in 10th place. So Vamos Danny will have plenty of free tracks, plenty of free space ahead of it, and now it will be interesting for us to see which times he will set on these new sets of soft tires.
Yeah, and if Magic can catch or not Tonix without Danny in front of him, it will be interesting to see what is the real pace of Magic.
Yes, because this is the first time since the beginning of the race that Magic have free road ahead of him.
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
the distance
and no pressure from Lewis.
Yeah, and the distance between him and Tonix is now 1.4 seconds, almost the same that was before. Tonix in this lap sets a 1. Tonix goes in the pits, so both F1 Motorsport drivers have choose for a 2-stop strategy, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna be on the same strategy, and even TF1 Alonso decide to stop right now. So we're gonna have plenty of different strategy. Alonso going on the soft tires, same as Tonix, and Vamos Danny is on the main straight. Let's see if there's gonna be a battle between him and his teammate. Oh, they are really close to each other, and Tonix is on the inside, and Vamos Danny catching the place from his teammate. So Vamos Danny is in virtual 7th place. Tonix is in 8th. So the undercut have worked for Vamos Danny 92.
Absolutely, I didn't think it worked, but I think it was a very good luck from Tonix and for Danny, and Tonix I think is not really happy with the situation now.
So Magic, for the first time in this race, is the leader, followed by his teammate Lewis 44. There's a 1.2 second differential between them, and you can also see the Force India of Belagati in third place behind them. Belagati that is now 3.7 from the Red Bull, and the two fit drivers still managed to continue. Lewis in this lap set a 125.0 compared to the 124.8 of Magic, who is still able to maintain a pace under the minute and 25 second at the moment. Belagati still on track. Pitaccio and Froilan still behind. Vamos Danny 124.1. He is 7/10 of a second faster than Magic, but he also have to gain 20 seconds on him, maybe. I don't remember, but if I'm not wrong, the time that you lose on the pit lane is almost a 22 seconds. So that is what Vamos Danny will need to regain on Magic if he wants to do one stop more. And he's surely gonna do that.
And the server of Tonix made I don't know, zigzag the word in English.
Well, maybe
he changed his line.
Well, maybe do some zigzag because he maybe think he cut a corner, so he decided to
perhaps I
show
don't know.
the race director that he know he cut the corner and he was not gaining advantage about that. There's a point in the rules saying that you have two ways to prove to race direction that you didn't gain advantage by cutting a corner. The first one is doing some zigzag for a how can I say, for a cut that is not so hard, but if you really gain advantage, you can lift the gas a little bit. 123.8 for Tonix and Froilan. Big mistake in the first corner, and
10 seconds penalty.
There's a 10-second penalty, maybe a contact with Pitaccio.
Yeah, he broke his front wing.
Oh, maybe he missed the brake.
Yeah,
and that is something that really helps Vamos Danny, because Froilan will surely go for a pit stop, and that destroy the strategy of Froilan, because with those tires he should stay on track maybe until lap 25 or lap 30.
Yeah, it was a good race for Froilan at the moment, because it wasn't too far by the leaders with his soft tires, and it will lose his strategy. That's a shame.
Yes, that's a shame, but we are at the end of lap 16. Magic 124.8, Lewis 124.9, Belagati 124.9. Now a good lap by Belagati, still 3.8 from the leaders. Pitaccio 125.6, 1/8 of a second slower, but he had the contact with Froilan, and obviously Froilan now rejoining the pit. 123.5 by Tonix, 1.4 seconds faster than Magic and Lewis.
And he's pretty close with Danny now, and perhaps a team order to let pass the server, I don't know, but he's really fast now.
Yes, he's really fast right now, so
I think the zigzag earlier was perhaps to tell to Danny to let him pass. I don't know, but
maybe
he made it in two different straights, so I think it was perhaps for that.
Maybe can be also for that, but I'm pretty sure that maybe they should be in contact with each other. Maybe they are on the same party. They can talk with each other. They can decide what to do in an instant. I do believe so. In the meantime, another lap completed from Magic. 124.7 from Magic. Still 124.9 for Lewis. 125.1 for Belagati. Pitaccio in fourth place was a 25.6 the lap before. 25.2 this lap, just 3.5 tenths faster than himself the lap before. Vamos Danny Now there's a difference of 20 seconds between Magic and the two Sauber of Vamos Danny and Tonix that are actually in 5th and 6th place. And they are not far from Pitacho. There is a 4.3 second differential between Pitacho and Vamos Danny. So I do believe that we're gonna see a battle between them soon, before Pitacho will make his pit stop. We are on lap 18 of 53 at the moment here in Monza.
Yeah, because if you want to make only one pit stop, I think you have to go until, I don't know, 25, 28.
Yeah, approximately
laps,
the half of the race.
Yeah. And I don't remember, I'm sure in our community I did make 2 stops with first stop at lap 17 and second stop at lap 31. So yeah, they passed the window for 2 stops for Fit and Belegati, Pitacho. So now they're forced to go to lap 25 or more.
No one faster than Magic at the moment. In this lap, 124.6 by Magic, 124.0 for Vamos Danny 92. He still have gained 0.6 of a second from the leader, but I don't think that this will be enough if they stay on this pace.
At the moment, Magic has...
He's improving a lot. He does.
Yeah.
In the last 2 laps, he makes 124.9, 24.8, 24.8, 24.6. And now the two Sauber are going more on a high 23, low 24.
Yeah, and they have to overtake Matteo Pitacho in 2 or 3 laps. So they will lose probably a little bit of time.
More time, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Pitacho will not have anyone giving him the DRS to trying to giving more opportunity to defend himself. Magic completing another lap. It's lap 19, 24.7 for Magic, and it's the same time for Lewis, 24.7, and Belegati the side to pit on lap 20.
I don't know what he will do because
wide exit from Pitacho. Let's see which tire he will choose. Tonix 123.5, 1.1 second gain on Magic.
And Tonix overtook Daniel.
Tonix overtook Danny. Yes, yes, it is at the end of the main straight for 4th place. They are 1.5 seconds from Pitacho. So let's see what's gonna happen when they will face. They will find the Haas of Matteo Pitacho ahead of them. Belegati rejoining after the pit stop in 7th place, 10.5 seconds from TF1 Alonso. He lost 7 seconds to the TF1 driver. At the moment, between Magic and Tonix, there are 17.7 seconds. It's still too much at the moment. And the pit stop of Magic will be maybe in not more than 10 laps from now.
Yeah, I think.
Vamos Danny is still on the tail of Tonix. Magic now for the first time on the 25.0, while Lewis behind him still setting a 124.7. And I do believe that Pitacho will decide to pit at the end of this lap. Yes, so there's free road for the two Sauber in 3rd and 4th place, with Tonix in 3rd, Vamos Danny 92 in 4th place. And they managed to gain ½ second on Magic. So there are still 17 seconds between them. And Pitacho rejoining in. He's behind Vettel. Let's see if he's going to be also behind Fräulein. No, it isn't, because the Mercedes driver have lost too much time for his pit stop. So Pitacho rejoining in 9th place, with Fräulein in 10th place. Still Magic leading the race, and it looks like Lewis behind him is slightly faster at the moment.
Yeah, Lewis make a
Maybe
good
saving
job
some
at this
fuel.
moment.
Well, maybe Magic is saving from some fuel at the moment. Let's
And he's
see.
going
And
to the
Magic
pit.
bit 21 out of 23, and Lewis do the same. Can this be anyway a one-stop strategy?
Yeah, I think because there is 32 laps to go, and they made 21 with super soft used in the qualifying session. So I'm sure they will go. They can go to the end with these tires. I don't know if they will, but
We will find out.
Possible. Yeah.
We will find out, but in the meantime, Tonix again improves the fastest lap of the race with 1 minute 23.4. And they are rejoining in first and second place. So the strategy for the Sauber will be go as much longer as they can with those tires, and then they will try to go on a short stint, like a qualifying stint in the final part of the race with new super soft tires. So Tonix, Vamos Danny, Alonso in third place also managed to overtake both Magic 89 and Lewis 44. Then Belegatti, Heaven, Battle 5, Pitaccio, Froilan, Cacciaro and Reutemann. These are the standings while we are on lap 22 out of 53 tonight. Just a little bit less than a 1 second distance between Tonix and Vamos Danny, 9th between them. Tonix complete one more lap, the first one after his pit stop, has the leader. 23.7 for him, 23.9 for Vamos Danny. Magic completing his first lap, as well as Lewis 44, and we will see what their pace will be. 30 laps to go.
And Magic is 9 seconds from the leader, and I don't know if Tonix or Magic is in better position. I think Magic, because he will catch him. I will take better laps until the 13, I think 30, because Tonix have to wait this lap for Ghost for super soft tires in the last stint. And it will be difficult for him in the last...
Oh, there's a yellow flag in sector 1. Immediately...
the 14, yeah, Cacciaro, I think. In the first...
in the first chicane.
First corner. Yeah, I think he lost him, but no damage. No big problem.
So this is going to be the first lap for the two fifth drivers, Magic 89 and Lewis 44. We will see what their pace will be. In the meantime, Tonix still leading the race in front of Vamos Danny 92. 24.4 for Tonix. It's not a good lap, maybe he made a mistake.
Yeah.
Alonso 24.4, Magic 23.7, Lewis 23.7. And now there is a gap of 8.6 seconds between Tonix in first place and Magic in fourth place.
And Tonix is really fast, but he made a lot of little mistakes. And as you said
and
before,
now Vamos is right in the back.
Yeah, and every time he cut a corner, he lost time to not having a penalty by the marshal. So that's why he lost time at some laps.
Well, with the standings we have now, Formula Motorsport drivers should be the leaders of the standings with 52 points, as now both Tonix and Vamos Danny are lapping the car of TF1 Reutemann. I was talking about the live team rankings at the moment. 52 points for Formula Motorsport drivers, 29 for Formula Italian team, 20 points for Territorial F1, and 15 points for Formula Nation at the moment. $24.1 for Tonix, 24.2 for Vamos Danny, 24.3 for Alonso, 23.9 for Magic, and the 23.8 For Lewis, I don't know. I think that Tonix and Vamos Danny were faster than Magic and Lewis when they begin their stint on the soft tires, but maybe they know that they have to stop one more time, so they are using the tire for everything they have. As well, Magic and Lewis have to manage a little bit more their tires because they know that they have to last till the end.
Absolutely, it will be difficult at the end of the race for Magic and Lewis, and the two Sauber can push every laps. So yeah, I think it's normal that Magic is always in 8 seconds. I think he can be a little bit faster, but yeah, he's saving his tires.
Well, talking about battles, we have a lap time battles on the lead of the race, but we also have Vettel 5 in 8th place that is now right in the back of the Toro Rosso and Evan, and look at how much Vettel 5 is close to Toro Rosso now. Let's see if he will be able to overtake Heaven at the end of this lap on the main straight. Remember that Heaven have changed his front wing at the beginning of the race, and you can clearly see how much Vettel 5 is faster now, opening the DRS drag reduction system right now. They are side by side, looking for the first chicane, and they're still very close to each other. And looks like Heaven have touched the car of Vettel 5. They were wheel to wheel as entering the first chicane, but the battle is still not over. Vettel going on the outside. They're really close. How much? On the outside. This is brilliant move. This is brilliant move by Vettel.
Yeah, he made a really big break because he was behind even at the braking zone. But what a break from Vettel.
Great overtake by Vettel, who takes 7th place. And he is now 7.5 seconds from Belagade in 6th place. Tonix and Vamos Danny still leading. Vamos Danny is really close. 24.1 for Tonix, 23.9 for Vamos Danny, and Vamos Danny overtake Tonix. Alonso can clearly see the Ferrari of Magic behind him. And now Magic is 7.8 seconds from the leader. And now he's 1.3 from Alonso, so the battle is incoming at the moment between them. And Heaven in the pit after the battle with Vettel 5, new soft tires for him.
Yeah.
Yes, he decided to go till the end with those new sets of soft tires.
Perhaps he could go with super soft tires with 3 or 4 laps more. I think it's a little bit
yeah. If he could wait maybe 4 or 5 laps more, he can also choose for a super soft tires.
Yeah, because like I said to you earlier, that's what I made in our championship, and it was pretty good. At lap 31, it got to the end with no problem. But
well,
the problem
is
with the
also lighter.
And
you have
the
a lighter
super soft tire, even if it's not too much use, you lose time when you are 20% or 30%. So it's not perhaps the better choice.
We will see. Magic is in the DRS zone with Alonso, but he was not close enough at the end of the straight, so he's still behind the Williams. Now 6.6, how much Magic have gained in this last lap on the 2 leaders.
Yeah, and Lewis lost a lot of time against Magic in the last lap.
Well, Magic knows that he should try to lose has less time than he can behind the Williams of Alonso, but this, I'm pretty sure, it's not going to be as easy as it should seem here in Monza. We have plenty of straight, but every car is with a very low downforce setup, And 3-second penalty also for TF1 Froilan coming right now. The communication by the race direction. And now Magic can also see the shape of the two Sauber at the end of the straight before the Parabolica while he'll exit the Ascari. Oh, very close right now. Ooh, there's almost a contact between them. Let's see if this will be the good one lap. Vamos Danny still leading, and now there is 1 second between Vamos Danny and Tonix. And Magic opening the DRS, but it looks like he's not going to be able to make it. And no, it isn't.
Yeah, he made a little mistake in Parabolica with a bad exit, so he lost an occasion to overtake.
And in this lap, for the first time since Magic pit stop, Vamos Danny and Tonix were able to gain something on the Ferrari. They were 4/10 of a second faster than Magic, but as well as the Ferrari stuck behind Amvan 23.2 with new soft tires. And counting, I was thinking about that. Tonix made a 23.4, but he managed to take this lap maybe 7 laps ago. Maybe Heaven at the moment is not on the same pace of his two teammates. Now Magic.
Strange, he's losing time at the moment.
Yeah, he's losing time at the moment.
They have the same fuel approximately, so it's not for fuel saving.
Now he's closer. Now he's closer than before. We'll also have the DRS. He already opened his wing behind. Let's see if he will be able. Alonso going on the inside. Magic will have the outside line at the first chicane. And Alonso able to defend himself. And Magic is still behind. That's a critical situation for Magic.
Yeah, and I don't remember, Alonso, what is his strategy? Do you remember?
He was on the same strategy of the two leaders.
Okay.
So he will have to stop again.
Okay.
And now Vamos Danny is improving. There is almost a 1.5 second differential between him and his teammate. And for the first time since the beginning of the race, one of them is out of the DRS zone of the other.
Yeah, and I thought that Tonix was a little bit better than Danny, but I'm really surprising. But the strong job by Danny, and a little mistake from Alonso in Ascari. And Magic is really close.
Magic close right now, but maybe he will try to wait for the main straight. He will have a better occasion there.
Yeah, he have the good line.
Yeah, now we have a good line now. Much closer than before. Look at how much close he is right now. Alonso defending on the inside. Magic again forced to go on the outside. He will stay on the outside for the braking zone on the first chicane. And now Magic complete the move on Alonso and take him P3. Let's see if Alonso will try to regain the third place. He just lost on Magic.
Yeah, he's really fast in the straight.
Oh, he's really fast in the straight. Trying to attack Magic on the inside, but he's still behind. But Magic will have to face maybe a return of Alonso because the Williams driver is still pretty close to him.
And I think for the Sauber, obviously they saw that Magic is now P3, and they will think about when they have to pit, because they know that now Magic can be really faster than them.
Well, Magic can be really faster than them. As I told you before, Magic can clearly see the shape of the two leaders, Vamos Danny 92 and Tonix at the end of the straight, while exiting the Ascari. Now the Alonso is still there, not so close. And now at the Parabolica, he lost the most of the time. He will
try to follow him and not losing too much time, and perhaps catch the Sauber when following the Ferrari.
There's the car of TF1 Rothman ahead. Maybe Rothman will try to help Alonso overtaking Magic again. That's not a good
I hope not.
situation for him.
Yeah.
Reutemann is still on the way.
I think he's not in the same way, so I hope he will.
Yeah, no,
he
it's
will not
for sure it's not in the same race.
Magic.
But he still stays on the racing line.
Yeah.
Maybe now at the moment Reutemann is not doing the right choice because he's actually helping Magic because he's gonna give him the DRS to defending himself from Alonso.
Absolutely. Magic has to stay calm and take a good Ascari and Parabolic car, and I think in the main straight he could pass Reutemann.
Alonso, 3-second time penalty for the Williams, and that
not good for Alonso.
not good for him. And Reutemann still ahead of Magic.
Yeah, now it's time to let pass.
I think it's gonna let him go right now. Vamos, Danny and Tonic still behind, still leading the race. Sorry, taking all the, and there's a 5-second penalty. So I do believe that the race marshal have waved the blue flags for too much time to Reutemann.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
And it was not a problem for Magic because he had the DRS.
Not a big problem because he gained 1 second on Tonics.
Absolutely,
he was 5 seconds
lap.
away. A very good lap. Instead of the traffic, he got inside. He was using the DRS to take an advantage of the situation. And now we are 20 laps. We have 20 laps remaining. Vamos Danny still leading the race with 1.5 seconds on Tonics, and then Magic in 3rd place. With Alonso now 9/10 of a second from the Ferrari. He still had the opportunity to use the DRS before the Ascari. And now let's see when the Sauber will decide to make their final pit stop. Can this be this lap?
I think so.
Not for Vamos Danny and not for Tonic, so they're waiting 1 lap more.
Yeah.
23.8 for Vamos Danny, 23.4 for Magic, half a second faster.
Or perhaps the soft tires are really good and go to the end, but it will be a big surprise. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, maybe they can try to go till the end with those tires, but
I don't think it's the best.
That's gonna be a big risk.
Yeah.
Alonso now is out of the DRS zone from Magic. There's a 1.3 second differential between them. And Lewis with the Red Bull in 5th place, 2.5 seconds from Alonso. His stint on this soft tire was not as good as Magic 1.
Yeah, it was better with the super soft tires in the first stint, but it's the more difficult now. And the Sauber has a really good pace, huh? And Tonics in the pit stop.
Tonics decided to make the move first.
But they were really fast in the previous lap.
Yeah.
Really stronger
Alonso
pace
continues.
From the Sauber. Yeah.
Alonso was the one who stopped later than the others. So it's new super soft tire for Tonics. And now let's see how he will be fast and which will be the pace, because he also had to face the fact. And Vettel is riding. And that is going to be helpful for Magic, because he have one of his teammates ahead of Tonics after his pit stop.
Yeah, and we all know that the first laps of the better tires are the most important, because in the 5, 6, 7 laps the super soft will coming to be less performant. So it's not a good news for Tonics.
Well, in the last lap, Vamos Danny managed his best lap on a 1:23.7 on those tires. while Magic sets a 23.6.
And
So they are on
Tonix
the
will
same
overtake
pace.
in Ascari
Tonix for the
perhaps.
overtake. They are side by side, defending the inside for Battle 5. And brilliant move from Tonix, who gets the 6th place from Battle 5. And Vamos Danny, pit stop for him.
Also
and
Alonso.
Lewis, 123.2, the fastest lap. Also Alonso in the pits. So they are both going on a new set of red super soft tires. And they will go till the end. Alonso, Vamos Danny rejoining the track ahead of
And Danny
Tonix.
is front. Yeah.
He's in front, and Vettel 5 is still not so much far from Tonix, but he will surely lost the tail of the two Sauber in not more than a couple of laps, I do believe.
Yeah, it will be impossible for him to follow these guys.
So, Magic have to manage now a 18-second gap on Vamos Danny. Vamos Danny will find on his way to the victory the Force India of Belagati and the Red Bull of Lewis. Can this be an affair between motorsport drivers and Formula Italian Dreams teams drivers? Because that is what it seems right now.
Yeah, I think it will be difficult for the Sauber. I don't think they can catch 18 seconds. Obviously, in the first laps, they will be really faster, but yeah, they have to overtake Belagati, and at the end of the race, the super soft tires will not be faster anymore.
Let's see Vamos Danny. 23.7 for Magic, 23.6 for Lewis, 22.6.
Yeah, 1 second.
1 second
better.
faster. It's gonna be
I
tough.
don't think. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that it will be impossible because at the moment 1 second.
They will lose performance at the end.
Yeah. It will not 1 second every lap. It's impossible.
They may be gonna be very close if the situation stays like that with the Red Bull of Lewis 44 for second place. But remember, they will also find the Force India of Belagati that is actually in third place. And they are 5.2 from him. Well, Vamos Danny and Tonix have done the entire race, one in the tail of the other. just like they were two cyclists.
Absolutely.
They're trying maybe also to save as much fuel as they can. Magic still managed to set a 23.6. The same time is set by Lewis. Belagati 23.8. He's not so slow. Vamos Danny 22.4, 1.2 seconds faster than the leader. Tonix in this lap, he was in a 22.6 the lap before, now 22.6 again, the same lap as before. He was also again 1 second faster than Magic, and Lewis, another 3 second time penalty. That puts him in a bad situation, because now the second he will have to discount at the end of the race are 6. And that will help Vamos Danny and Tonix to catch him and overtake him.
Yeah, it's not a good time now to take penalties, because it offers the place for the guys behind, and Alonso will overtake Matteo Pitaccio perhaps.
Alonso is very close to Pitaccio before the Ascari. The space is very strict there, and there's maybe a contact between them. It's all side by side, but Alonso managed to don't spin his car, and it looks like, that's a nasty situation between them. It looks like Alonso was waiting for Pitaccio to pass again. 22.2, and there's contact! And there's contact, Tony, with Tonix, 22.2, new fastest lap. There's been a contact between Pitaccio and Alonso while they was entering the Parabolica. and Alonso damages front wing. Well, actually, the situation between them was a little bit nasty.
Yeah.
I was telling before that it looks like Alonso was waiting for Petaccio to pass again, just like he wanted to give him back the position. But then Petaccio, there was a contact between them. I don't know what happened, because they almost touch even on the straight.
Absolutely, I didn't see the action in Parabolica, but in Ascari it was a first collision of between the two guys, and in the straight it was really close with the bridge for Alonso. I was really scared because the wall was really close.
And in the meantime, Magic is still leading the race, 23.5 in this lap. Lewis behind them. They are going on the same pace, 23.5 for Lewis, 44.2. Belegatti can clearly see the Sauber behind him, 24.0 for Belegatti, while the two Sauber sets respectively a 122.6 with Vamos Danny and a 122.7 with Tonix.
Yeah, and they have 14 seconds to catch from Magic, so I think it's not it's too big for them, and they will try to finish perhaps P2 and P3. It's a possibility.
And the worst thing of what happened between Alonso and Petaccio is that now the standing situation for TF1 goes from bad to worst. Alonso was at the moment the only driver who was managing a good place in the standings, but now we have TF1 Alonso in 9th place, TF1 Froilan in 10th place, and TF1 Reutemann in 12th and last place. There is only Casciaro between them in 11th place with the Force India.
Froilan has a 10 seconds penalty and 1 or 3 seconds, so it will be hard for Froilan to stay in P10.
Vamos Danny is in the back of Belegatti, 22.2 for Tonix, 22.4 for Vamos Danny, trying on the outside of Belegatti, but he still stays behind. And now this situation may be explosive because Belegatti is defending him from the assaults of Vamos Danny and Tonix. But Vamos Danny with the super soft tire is much faster than him, but Belegatti decided to defend himself from the attack of the Sauber by staying in the middle of the track, and that works for the moment.
Yeah, and it's the biggest problem for the two Sauber because Lewis is 10 seconds in front of them, and they have to pass really fast, and perhaps the two
you go on the outside, and there's,
oh my god,
there's also Tonix behind. Oh, look at the situation. Oh! Really close. Vamos Danny managed to complete the overtake on Belegatti, and now can this be the right time for Tonix to overtake the Force India? Tonix side by side with Belegatti, and there's a contact between the rear left tire of Belegatti and the front right of Tonix, and Casciaro losing the connection from the session.
And Belegatti has the DRS, so not easy for Tonix.
Also Tonix have the DRS, but the Sauber driver managed to take the inside. He goes a little bit longer. There's still will to will at the end of the first chicane. And this battle is amazing at the moment. Belegatti is still there. He doesn't want to give up, and he's going to be able to get the inside for the Roja. They're going on the brakes, but the super soft tire, he's too much efficient at the moment, and Tonix managed to get the overtake. Now we still have Magic 81, the leader, ahead of Lewis 44 in second place, then Vamos Danny in third place, and his teammate Tonix in fourth place, then Belegatti, Vettel 5, Petaccio, Heaven, Alonso, Froilan, Casciaro, who is out of the session at the moment, and still TF1 Reutemann in last place, and Belegatti, 3 second time penalty for him, and that almost compromise his possibility to have any possibility to maybe finish the race ahead of one of the two Saubers. There's maybe have the possibility.
Yeah, and Belegatti don't have a lot of fuel. He has to be careful because he's just at the limit, and it's not the case for Vettel. That he can catch him a little bit of time, and with the penalty, perhaps Vettel will finish in front of Belegatti.
10 laps to go, and we have 11.2 seconds separating the leader, Magic, from the first of the F1MD drivers. Vamos Danny, 92, in third place, immediately followed by his teammate, F1MD Tonix in fourth place. 10 laps to go, and these are going to be 10 laps that we're gonna leave really with an Arctic. 5 seconds.
Alonso's fastest lap.
Again, ignoring blue flags
Yeah,
for
it's the
Reutemann. This is the second time in this race. Now let's see which will be the pace if the Saubers will be able to maintain a 1 second per lap differential with Magic. Magic on the main straight, 1:23.8 for him. Lewis, 1:23.7. Vamos Danny, 1:22. 1:22.7. 1:22.9 for Tonix. And now they gain 9/10 of a second. 10.6 between them. And the tense, you can feel the tension in the air right now.
And Lewis has 3 or 6 seconds penalty. I don't remember. I think it's 3.
And Cacharo is back in the lobby. Cacharo able to rejoining the lobby. By now we are not having any battle. The drivers are not so close to each other. It's gonna be we just have to find out what's gonna happen from here until the checkered flag. Magic sets a 1:23.8 1 lap ago. Now 1:23.4 for Magic. Lewis 1:23.1. Looks like they're giving much more right now. Vamos Danny 1:22.7. Just 4/10 of a second gain by both of the Sauber right now, because also Tonic have managed to lap on a 1:22.7. They were just both 4/10 of a second faster than Lewis. But remember, Lewis have a 6-second time penalty. And now he have 6.6 seconds on Vamos Danny. So the Sauber just have to gain just 6 more tenths of a second to be able to overtake Lewis 44 even after the end of the race if you don't do this on track.
Difficult for Lewis to stay on the podium. I think it will be really hard by Danny and Tonix, but the advantage from Lewis is that he has more fuel than the other drivers, so he can push until the end. Perhaps it can save him, but I don't think so.
24.4 was the time set by Magic last lap. Now let's see, 23.3 by him, 23.5 for Lewis. Vamos Danny, 22.5. 1/8 of a second faster than Magic, and 22.5 for Tonix too. Now there is a 5.8 second differential between Lewis and Vamos Danny, so virtually Vamos Danny is already ahead of the Red Bull.
Yeah.
Tonix still lead a 1.5 second to overtake the Red Bull. Lap 46 out of 53. Magic leading the race with Lewis in second place, Vamos, Danny, Tonix, Belegatti, Battle 5, Pitacho in 7th place, Evan 8th, TF1 Alonso in 9th place with Froilan in 10th place, 11th place for Simo Cacciaro, and 12th and last place for TF1 Reitman. There is still a 10.5 second differential between Tonix and Magic, and there's 8.8 second differential between Vamos, Danny 92 and Magic. Lap 46 concluded by Magic again. 23.3 for the Ferrari, 23.3 for Lewis. Vamos, Danny, let's see, 22.8. Still 0.5 of a second faster. He is now 5.4 from Lewis. But maybe, can this be the moment when the super soft tires start to struggle a little bit?
Yeah, perhaps a little bit, but I think they will stay under the 6 seconds from Lewis. But perhaps they don't know that Lewis has 6 seconds penalty, so they can push until the end and also perhaps take a penalty. I don't know, but it's always the surprise when you see the final result with the penalty.
Well, never know. We'll see until the end. 6 laps to go. Lap 47 out of 43 here in Monza for the first race of the 2018 Formula Europe Championship Finals. Vamos, Danny, 3 seconds. You were talking about that. You were talking about that.
And then, at the moment he's losing the
position of Lewis.
Absolutely, yeah. And Tonix. Danny is it's Danny.
Tonix is losing the place on Tonix at the moment.
Yeah.
3 second time penalty for Vamos, Danny. We were talking about this just a few seconds ago. You never know what's going to happen.
In this situation, you push at the maximum, and you can go on the other part of the line and take the penalty. And yeah, it's a shame for him that he doesn't know that Lewis have already 6 seconds.
Best personal best for Magic in the last lap, 23.2. While Lewis was setting a 23.3, Vamos, Danny 22.7, and Tonix managed to get a 22.8. So maybe now, yes, it's time for the super soft tire that are starting from struggling a little bit more.
Yeah, and for Danny, it's important to be under 3 seconds from Lewis. At the moment is 4.3, so it's not enough, and it will be difficult to. And we have a yellow flag in sector 3.
In sector
and the
3,
first India, Cacciaro.
It's Cacciaro again out of the race. He was able to rejoin the lobby. Oh! Reitman was very close.
Yeah.
And there's the Red Bull of was maybe Lewis? No, was Battle 5.
Yeah.
Who also overtake him.
I think Cacciaro lost his concentration with the disconnection.
Well, of course, we also gonna wait for the race director report at the end of the race. We know that results may change.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a winner only after all the post-race procedures will be completed. Magic at the moment on lap 49 out of 53, still leading the race with a 3.1 second on Lewis.
And Danny is on a great pace because he continued to catch a little bit of time from Lewis. 3.8 now, and he have to push a little bit again to take the 8/10 and go until under the 3 seconds.
23.4 for Magic, 23.1 for Lewis, 22.6 for Vamos Danny, 22.7 for Tonix. Looks like the situation is more stabilized now.
Yeah.
Now there is a 2.6 second differential between Magic and Lewis. Four laps to go here in Monza. But just before the race come to an end, you know that there are, after that we still have two races. One it's 1 week from today, and it's on Spa-Francorchamps, the race that hosted the last race of the season last year. And we're also gonna have a race in the last race of the championship, the season finale in Malaysia. What do you think about these two tracks? What do you think about Spa? What do you think about Sepang?
I think Sepang is a really great track, and it's the last time we had this track in the game. So it's fantastic to finish on this track with a lot of beautiful corners. It's the same for Spa, but in my opinion, but it's only me, I really don't love Spa. I don't know why, but in the Codemasters game, I think Spa is not really interesting for me. But a lot of drivers love this track, and with the rain which come in this true country, I think it will be really interesting to see what could happen on the track.
Okay, so before the race come to an end, we also have to remind you that you can vote your driver of the race tonight in Monza. So the votes are open. You just have to open the link you find on the live chat, vote your drivers, and we will find out who will be our driver of the race after the post-race interviews. So we still vote right now, and we will find out at the end of the race who will be the winner of tonight's driver of the race. It's the third last driver of the race that will be assigned this year. Magic 89 still leading. Now there's it looks like Lewis is gaining a little bit of time on in, but there are still a 2.2 second differential, now 2.1 second differential between them. Magic 23.6, Lewis 23.4, Vamos Danny 22.6, Tonix 22.7.
And Danny is now under the 3 seconds, so Danny is virtually in front of
second
Lewis,
again,
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Now it's second
I
again.
think third, because Tonix will be second. I think.
No,
no?
Actually, Tonix with the 3 second Vamos Danny have, Tonix is ahead of Danny.
Absolutely, and
it's
ahead
also
of Lewis.
No, it's not. It's not ahead of Lewis, because there are still 4.7 seconds between them. So he still need 1.7 to reach Lewis. No battles at the moment, but there are only just a little bit more than 1 lap remaining before the checkered flag will declare this race over. But remember, it's not over until all the post-race procedures have been explained. So never say never, because the race director have watched the driver for the entire duration of the race. There are qualifying laps that need to be verified, so we will see. Magic leading the race. There is 1.8 second differential between him and Lewis. Then Vamos Danny and Tonix. Belegati in 5th place with Vettel 5, and 6th place Pitacho is 7th with Heaven, Alonso, Froilan, Reutemann, that in the end have managed to gain 1 place on Cacharo. He was in 12th place for the entire race, and after the Cacharo spins out of the Ascari, he was able to reach P11. So Olivier, if you want to pick someone, after tonight's race, who would be your driver of the day?
Hmm. In this situation, you want to say the leader Magic, who made a really big race, but I want also to congratulate the two Saubers. So perhaps Danny for me was really strong tonight and impressed me.
Magic 89, it's the last corner for him, reaching the finish line, and Magic wins the Italian Grand Prix with Lewis in second place. Then let's see what the penalty will do. Vamos Danny is in second, but Tonix is second at the end. So Tonix second, Vamos Danny third place, Lewis 44 in fourth place, and then the Force India of Bellegati coming down the main straight right now, ending his race in fifth place. He is the first driver who the higher placed driver representing F1 Nation. Then Vettel 5 in 6th place, Matteo Pitaccio in 7th place, followed by the Toro Rosso of F1MD Heaven in 8th place. Then we're gonna have the two TF1 drivers with Williams of Alonso in 9th place, and the Mercedes of Froilan in 10th place. Cacciaro already being lapped, as well as Reutemann by the leaders, ending in P11 with with a one lap gap to the leader, same as Reutemann. That in the end, Reutemann have managed to end the race in 12th place behind Cacciaro. I don't know if there is any mistakes with the standings, but I personally don't know what happened. I saw Reutemann. He was, until one lap from the end, he was still in 11th place. So here's the podium with Magic winning ahead of the two Saubers of Tonix second, and Vamos Danny 92 in third place. And now champagne for everybody at the end of this first Formula Europe 2018 Championship final. We're gonna head up to Spa-Francorchamps next week, and then Sepang 2 weeks from tonight for the final showcase. These are the final standings, but now we are just waiting for the first three drivers who leaded the race tonight. For the first three to join here us for the post-race interviews. So don't forget, continue to vote your driver of the day, because before the end of our live broadcast we will announce who will be the winner of tonight's driver of the day. So Olivier, what do you think about this race?
It was a strong performance by the Italian teams, but there were three, so it's easier in these conditions. But yeah, it was really a strong race by Magic, and also for Lewis, it's a shame that it took 6 seconds. It was a little bit too much, but. The two Saubers made a different strategy, which was really interesting to follow. But we know that on this track, one stop is a little bit better than two stops, and it was a little bit too difficult. But P2 and P3 is also a good performance for the two Saubers.
Well, we were talking before the beginning of this race, if this could be the Italian job, not only for the fact that we were racing in Italy, but only for the fact that we had 3 out of 4 teams coming from Italy in this final, Formula Italian team, Formula Motorsport drivers, and F1 Nation. But anyway, we've been joined right now by the first 3 drivers in the final standing of tonight's race. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winner, Davide Bertardi, better known as Magic 89, then also second place, second on the finish line, Tonix, and third place, the other Sauber, his teammate, F1MD Vamos Danny, 92. You're all welcome in this post-race interviews. So I want to start with obviously the winner of the race. I just want to ask Magic. It was a really tough race. When you discovered that the two Saubers were going on a two-stop strategy, you were sure about the fact that your one-stop strategy would work anyway, or you doubt for any moment? Quindi se durante la gara hai visto nel momento in cui le Sauber hanno deciso di fare chiaramente con il pit stop anticipato una strategia a due soste, se eri comunque convinto che la tua strategia a una sosta avrebbe funzionato o se c'è stato magari anche un minimo di dubbio in quel momento.
Allora, posso parlare italiano ovviamente.
Sì, poi traduco io, magari fai così, parla a periodi, così posso tradurre volta in volta.
Ok. Allora, per quanto riguarda la strategia, no, nessun dubbio. Noi eravamo d'accordo di fare una sosta sola e di fermarci intorno al giro 20-21, quindi la nostra strategia era quella e abbiamo proseguito con quella, quindi no.
So we had no doubt about the strategy. We were sure to go on a one-stop strategy before the race, and we were pretty confident about the fact that was going to be the right strategy.
E niente, per quanto riguarda la gara, penso di aver fatto una gara quasi perfetta a livello di pulizia di guida, a livello di passo gara, costanza. Ho perso solo un po' di tempo con Tiafone Alonso che non riuscivo a superarlo perché era molto veloce sul dritto. Però per il resto ho sempre tenuto macchina, cioè un passo costante, macchina perfetta, settata benissimo.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that my race was almost perfect, even in terms of driving, in terms of pace. I just lost a little bit of time with Alonso because he was really, really fast on the straight, so I had a little bit of difficulty on overtaking, but in the end, it was good enough to bring home the victory.
Niente, faccio i complimenti ai due ragazzi, a Dani e Tonix, che sono stati velocissimi in qualifica e anche in gara vedevo i tempi che facevano veramente, veramente molto veloci, quindi complimenti anche loro.
And I also want to congratulate to Vemos, Danny, and Tonix. They were really fast in the qualifying, and they were also really fast during the race. I was taking a look at their pace during the race. The pace was really good, and they were very fast. Just want to congratulate with them. Okay, so we're going to Tonix. At the end, with the penalty the games give to your teammate and the 6 seconds received by Lewis, you managed to catch second place at the end of the race. The race was really, really tough. The pace were really similar. Well, at the beginning of the race, we were talking about the fact that it was looking like a cycling races when you have a car in front that is losing more fuel, more energy, and you stays behind to save fuel and maybe be trying to be faster in the second half of the race.
Yeah, tonight there were two types of strategies. The first strategy was to try to open a solid gap in the first stint and then try to catch Magic in the end. And the second strategy was to stay close to my teammate and tow us to the second stint. But we didn't manage to catch Magic, so I have to congrat to Magic and to my teammate.
Okay, thank you so much. Vamos, Danny, you were second for sure until you received that penalty at the end of the race. But as also Magic said, you were pretty constant. Your pace was really good. At the end, I do believe that is a good team effort for the standings.
Yes, good evening, everybody. I mean, it is a good result for us. I'm sorry because after the quali, I was sure that we could even win the race, but just an amazing magic could beat us today because I think we raced in a good level. We had a good pace for all the race, and at the end, I was just trying to do my best to trying to catch the first place because I was informed by the penalties of the second one, so I was just there trying to catch Magic, but he was such incredible defending his tires and just going on till the last of the race, the last part of the race, and of course he deserves what he gained. So for us, it's a good result. Not as good as I would have dreamed at the start of the race, but it is a good start of the final, and it is just a pleasure to compete with drivers like this.
Okay, just want to ask you an evaluation because the rankings at the end of the race, of this race says that Formula Italian team is leading the group with 47 points, 6 points more than Formula Motorsport drivers with 41. Then we have Formula Nation with 20 points and Territorio F1 in fourth place with 8 points. Looking at these standings, you think that this is going to be a very, very close battle from here till the end? Davide, traduco anche in italiano. Guardando la
Okay.
classifica, se ce l'hai, Hai capito?
No, non c'ho
Ok,
la classifica.
allora, guardando la classifica abbiamo Formula Italian Team 47 punti, Formula Motorsport Driver 41 punti, terza posizione Formula Nation 20 punti, quarta posizione Territorio F1 8 punti. Credete che sarà una battaglia così ruota a ruota dura al minimo punto fino alla fine di queste tre gare o magari una pista diversa come potrà essere Spa o come potrà essere ancora Malesia sarà molto più selettiva?
Però più o meno come Monza, come valori, perché non fa tanta differenza. Malesia potrà essere un po' più selettiva come pista, secondo me, in generale.
Okay, so I think that Magic said that I think it's gonna be like that until the end. Maybe the only track that will maybe do a little bit more difference between the drivers will be the last one in Sepang, but I'm pretty sure that we're gonna be so close from here till the end. Tonics?
Oh, scusate, non stavo seguendo.
Okay.
I answer for
No,
Tonics if you want.
yeah, you can ask it as a as his teammate.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah. Don't worry. I and of course my teammates thinks that will be a really tough competition at the end because as Magic said before, it will be really difficult. I think the last race in Malaysia because it's a little bit much more complicated than the other two. But I believe a lot in our teammates. We believe a lot in our teammates, and we are pretty sure that we will arrive in Malaysia fighting for the title. And it is just amazing for us to be here and to be near to such incredible drivers and fight for the title till the last race, till the last lap.
I
Let's see
agree
who's
with
gonna.
both.
Okay, so we were talking about the results of the driver of the day, and before we close our live broadcast, it is time to announce the driver that has been voted as the driver of the race tonight. So with 70% of the vote, the winner of tonight's driver of the day is Fit Magic 89. He is the winner of the driver of the race. 70% of the vote, then 10% of the votes for both Tonics, Vemos Danny, and also Belegati 64. These are the votes of tonight's driver of the day. So congrats Magic for being elected as the driver of the day.
Congrats.
Anyway, I think we are at the end of our live broadcast, but before we close our transmission, I just want to thank the guys that have been with me tonight. So first of all, I have to thank the one that has been with me alongside me for the entire race. So thanks to Olivier Parry for being alongside me.
Thank you, Luca. It was a pleasure.
Also thanks to the broadcast director Alessandro Pierracatella.
Thanks. Good night.
Thanks also for the guys who have been to the race direction tonight. So thanks to Marco Lucconi, who is not here with us at the moment, but we thank him anyway. And also thanks for the other race marshal tonight. Thanks to Quentin Dubois.
Yeah, thanks guys, it was a great race.
So, just don't miss the next race. It's 1 week from tonight. We're gonna be in Belgium at Spa-Francorchamps. We're gonna have some exciting action there. It's gonna be a 44-lap race. I can't wait to be on one of the best track Formula One has ever been in. Thank you so much for following us tonight. Obviously, don't forget that we still have to wait the race report and all the post-race procedures to be completed to decide who will really be the winner and which will be the final standing of tonight's race. Anyway, don't forget we still have 2 weeks of racing for the 2018 Formula Euro Championship. Thank you so much from me, Luca Flaminio. Good night, God bless you, and thank you for following us.
Good night.
Good night.